Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for another video Devo. Appreciate you tuning in and checking this out. And the title of this week's devotional is What Richness Are We Chasing? And the scripture is Colossians chapter 3 verse 16, New Living Translation. Let the message about Christ and all its richness fill your lives. Teach and counsel each other with all the wisdom he gives. I read this passage recently from one of the daily Air One radio verses that I get through email, and it just really stood out to me. The specific phrase that stood out to me was fill your lives. And I got to thinking about all the different things each day that I allow to fill my life. From the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night, I have choices of what fills my day. Sometimes I get so routine in what I'm doing that I don't think twice, or I get going so fast and going where I'm supposed to need to get going that I don't really take the time to stop, think, okay, in the last 5, 10, 15 minutes, hour, 2 hours, half a day, what have I filled my life with? What has gone into my mind and my heart? You know, whether I'm at home, at work, at church, shopping with my family, or if I'm at different gatherings, I can decide what I allow to fill my mind and my heart. And it's important that I take the time to think about what I do. I admit that I often allow worldly things to fill my mind and heart throughout the day. When I begin my day, I pray that God would give me a clear heart and a clear mind, and that I would chase after only the things that he desires for me. But as many of you know and probably can attest to, once the day gets started, we have the best intentions, we have the best godly intentions, and we get going with our day and we just start chasing after worldly things again. There's persuasive things throughout the day that we fall prey to. There's ads that we see, and before we know it, we're just thinking selfishly. We're thinking about what we want, and we let the dire desires of the world woo our heart and our mind, and we forget that we need to chase after God instead. We get so caught up in things that we want, we kind of forget about what we should be chasing, what richness we should be chasing. After 49 years of life, I know full well that chasing after the things of this world will never satisfy me. I know that, but I still chase after the things of this world. Every single day I fall to that. And Paul is very clear in this passage to encourage us in that we need to let the richness of Christ fill us. Reading his word every day, making sure that our minds are full of his word, and songs that we listen to on the radio. I highly recommend finding a good Christian radio station to listen to fill your mind and your heart when you're in the car or when you're out walking. You know, download a Christian music app, just putting that positive music in your mind. We all do this. You know, we all just let worldly things fill our minds. What happens when we let the richness of Christ fill our lives instead of worldly influences? Lots of great things. We become more of an example to others. Our light shines more. We become a light others can't ignore. We think of others before we think of ourselves. So when we start getting the positive stuff filling our hearts and our minds, we stop being selfish, and we let the richness of Christ fill us instead of the richness of this world. And with the richness of the world, we all know this, but we fall to it so often, is that we come up dry. We chase after this or we chase after that, and no matter what we chase after, the richness doesn't fill us of the world. We think it's going to. It gives us a temporary quench, but then we're longing for more and more. However, when we're chasing the richness of Christ, we are always longing for more, but we're being filled by him. And when we're filled by him, we long for more and more and more of him. That's good. That's the longing and the chasing and the never being satisfied that should fill our lives. We're satisfied in him, but we're never satisfied completely because we want more and more and more of him. And that's the glory of the richness of Christ, is that we never get enough and we keep chasing him. Everything in this world is temporary, and we wonder why when we chase it, we're thirsting for more and more. When we long for more of the world, there's no way we can effectively teach and counsel others and encourage others to walk in a godly manner. If we're filled with the world, we can't teach and counsel others. But if we're walking with God, we can be a light to others. When we are filled with the richness of Christ, there's absolutely no comparing. The world simply cannot compare. Following the richness of the world, it will leave us completely dry. So I just encourage us all to think this week and to question ourselves, what richness are we chasing? The richness of the world or the richness of Christ? Take care.